What is up, YouTube? And today I'm going to show you guys Rangokutsu 460 on Anisync Echoes, where it limits you to blue, green, and light units, and just how you guys can do this very easily. Now, this is one of the easier bosses in Anisync Echoes. There's a strategy you want to do that just makes it completely a joke. And from now on, whenever I do these new Anisync Echo stages, the red stages, I'm going to be recording and just posting a guide because you can't go back and re-clear them, so I can't even make guides for older ones unless I just make a new account, unless they fix it, which I've requested multiple times, so hopefully they do. But basically, I'm just going to be showing you guys how you can tackle this boss with quite ease. So the team comp I'm using is Klaus, Rahu, Sanya, Kazuyo, and Freya. I know I've been using Rahu lately in some of the PvE content. You actually don't need Rahu for this boss. The only thing you would actually need instead of Rahu is a single target damage dealer. Any single target damage dealer works. You can bring like Rosa, you can bring even Yelly. You just have to make sure you never S3 with her, which sounds pretty troll, but it'll still work because there's no real enrage on the boss. With the other 4 units you probably want to bring, you can also probably drop Freya for like another character like Doki Doki or Fushu and stuff like that. But the 3 main characters you really need is going to be Kazuyo the Reverie, Sanya, and Klaus. Honestly, you could probably drop Klaus as well, but these 3 characters are very important because they serve a pretty important role on this team. So basically, the fight goes with Klaus going first. You're going to open with your S3. She's going to be on like a standard effect accuracy and swift rush build. You want to put her on Jackal Guard as well because this team especially doesn't have a speed buff. Then after that, you're going to have Kazuyo the Reverie go, and she's going to be on a similar build. You just want to make sure she's slower than Klaus, so that Klaus can get her S3 off, and then Kazuyo can sleep. Now, after that, the speed tuning doesn't really matter too much. You just want to make sure if you're running this team that Freya S2s right after them, so that you get the defense buff, so Rahu does more damage. And Freya is on like a effect accuracy HP hybrid. I have her on time weave, so I can spam my S2 to keep defense buff up, because this will in turn buff our DPS's damage Rahu. And you're probably thinking, why don't I just spam S3 when it's up? You don't really want to S3 too much in some situations because the strategy is going to revolve around Kazuyo just sweeping the side adds, so you don't have to deal with them at all. The enrage on this fight is on the side adds, and if you kill the side adds, they buff the boss, so you're just CCing them. So Rahu is basically on just whatever setup. I have him on a Golden Lion, just weird setup. You can see I have him on like literally the worst passives ever because this is my Viper shell, but you know, it still works. Very strong shell for long fights. And yeah, like I said, instead of Rahu, you can use Yelly, you can use Rolmoka even, you can use Rosa, literally anything, even like a Gray. You just want to make sure you're not, AoE attacking a lot. Rahu's actually like probably not the best, but he ends up being the fastest, and the reason why is because when Kazuyo sleeps the side adds, you have a chance to bring Rahu and instantly wake them up. So it's pretty annoying, but in terms of speed, Rahu's probably the best in case or unless you guys don't get like super bad RNG. Now the anchor is Sanya, she's our healer, just a standard healer setup. I have her on Wellspring Swift Rush. Don't really need Bloodbath on this fight, the damage is not that high, and then you have Fortissimo to heal even more. Jackal Guard is probably fine as well, and just, yeah, full HP percent on the right side and full speed. So I'll show you guys the run. Yeah, it's very simple. I don't think I'll show you guys the full run. I'll probably show you guys like the first part of it, and then skip towards the end when the boss ends up dying. But basically, the fight just plays out pretty simple, right? You're going to have Klaus outspeed everything. S3, she puts up all these debuffs on the boss, so your runs will go quicker. And then now you're just going to S3 with your Kazuyo and then sleep the side adds. And the reason why you want to do this is because the boss has a lot of mechanics, but it doesn't really have the stacking Evil Fire buff. Doesn't really do that much damage either. You have to see Dark Desire every time a Tailspin dies. He gets bonus stats that stacks. You don't want to kill the adds ever. But these adds, they have like weird mechanics. So, for example, the left add, each each turn it takes where it's not CC'd, it gets F-Res and Evil Fire. Each turn this minion takes a turn when he's CC'd, he gets F-Res, and when he's not CC'd, he gets Evil Fire, which will give him attack and speed. So you want to make sure you CC him as much as possible. And then you have like this guy, I don't really know what he does. I think it's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. The minions are both the same, so yeah, essentially you're just CCing the adds. You don't really want to let them take too many turns because if that happens, they just get too many Evil Fire stacks. And that is the enrage on the fight. So a lot of the times, most of the time that you're going to be ever S3ing with Kloss is when you know that you can S3 with Kazi right after. You can see I get resisted right away. But you can see Rahu just followed up there, so sometimes you can end up waking the ads, which is very annoying. And in these situations where you catch the ads both unslept, that's a great time to rip all of your AoE abilities to get your, defense buff up, your attack buff up. Even though it doesn't matter too much, it's still okay. And yeah, it's just a very good way to just get your turns off and stack up your buffs and stuff like that. You can see here, the ads are most likely going to take a turn, but it doesn't really matter because as long as you CC them, like sometimes, you're going to end up being fine. I even cut, which is great. And I think if you even run your Kazuo on Time Weave, it'll make the run just a lot easier. And you can even see this boss is super squishy. In this situation, because one ad is actually awake, I will just rip the S3 to get all the debuffs up. And then, we can try to sleep and pray that Rahu doesn't follow up. And it's pretty self-explanatory how this boss actually goes. So we're skipping ahead a bit. You can see even with the ads not having the 2-turn sleep, I'm not really ever risking my Rahu waking them up. Not really worth it. As long as you have the 1 turn, it's a-okay. And basically you're just spamming your Sanya S3 on cooldown when you have it because you want to get Rahu's stacks up. And then here what I'll end up doing is S3 with Kloss because 1 has woken up. And I can bank on sleeping and not following up, which I do. I get lucky there. And then my Kazuo S3 is up next turn, so I can just kind of have another long period of time. I probably should have S3'd with Rahu here for the extra damage and the defense buff, even though I actually already have it, because my Kazuo was coming up to return. But you can see this fight is a breeze, it's a walk in the park. For some reason, it's even easier than Inferno Rengokutsu and shell farming, which is actually hilarious to me because this is a one-time clear. But this boss is just super free as long as you bring Kazi the Reverie and you have like a Kloss on your team as well. But now we are pretty much nearing the end of the fight. You can see my health bar hasn't budged at all. Only the right ad actually has stacks of Evil Fire and it's only 2. So yeah, you can literally like stack it up to like 6 and I think you're fine or something. Probably not 6. I don't actually know because I haven't let it take a turn really, but yeah, 3-minute run, very simple. You get your lattice for free, you get the avatar, which is it the same as the 443? I think it's a little different because you don't get the background effect. Let me actually check. I'm very curious here. So yeah, 443 looks like this, and then the Anisync Echo ones looks like that. Wow, it's a little close up, but yeah, pretty much it for this video though. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Very free Anisync Echoes boss this time around. Next time more content drops for this Anisync Echoes area, I'll be releasing guides on it as well, so you guys don't have to worry. And hopefully they allow me to replay some stages because I think a lot of people need help on stuff like this girl, I don't want to say her name. Even Shadowrunner, even Sharon, and like Jack. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.